Well, I'm pretty sure most of you heard the constant things that happens to Black Americans in this country in relation to us getting justice for just flat out murder by police officers. Well, you know that the Attorney General of the United States decided that the cop Daniel Pantaleo that choked out Eric Garner on tape, we all saw this, decided not to file any kind of charges on him. So I'm going to play a short clip of the family speaking about this and also the Reverend Al Sharpton, but let's go ahead and roll that.
And I'm going to be standing outside every fucking day until you fire him. Fire him! Y'all watched him kill my father for 5 years. Y'all continuously played the video. In the courtroom, playing the video. Discounting the fact that this man choked my father outside on the street. Choked him with no remorse. Don't say it, no, don't tell me where to stand. I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna stand here and I'm gonna do what I wanna do. I've been letting you guys do what you wanna do for the longest. Drag my father's name through the mud. Drag him through the mud. But he was killed on the streets. And this cop is still hired. He's still on the police force. Why? Because if Eric Garner would have fought back, he would have been in a fucking jail cell. He would have been in a jail cell, under the jail, underneath it. So don't tell me that you want to send your condolences and you released a statement before you even went in the courthouse. Before you went in the courthouse, my sister died fighting for justice. She died. She's dead. She's gone. My father is gone. And nobody gives a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They came in that room and they gave her condolences. But 5 years later, I don't want no fucking condolences. I don't want no condolences. I want my father and I want my sister. How about that?
I reminded them that 22 years ago, the Eastern District prosecuted and incarcerated a man for sodomy and rape, a policeman of Abner Louima. 22 years later with a video evidence, they're going to let a man walk free, which threatens the civil rights of every citizen in this district. With a video, with people saying what happened, with us audibly hearing 11 times, "I can't breathe," this decision says that the federal civil rights are not protected no matter what the evidence may be.
As you all can tell, I'm very angry. I am very angry. I stand here in the spirit of my sister who fought for justice until her dying day for my father, standing outside protesting. She called the CCRB to do this investigation and they didn't do their job. We called the Department of Justice. They didn't do their job. So no, I'm gonna stand outside and I'm gonna scream it. Pantaleo needs to be fired. He needs to be fired. There is no waiting. There is no nothing. The statute of limitation ends tomorrow. Eric died 7/17/14. We're 7/16/19. 5 years later and there's still no justice. So no, there won't be no calm. No, there won't be no peace. No justice, no peace. I'm here for Alyssa, I'm here for Kaylee, and I'm here for EJ. They have to watch their grandfather be killed on TV every time the news comes on. They have to watch as we go through this and we are emotional because we have to be strong for these children. So no, we will not rest. No, we will not be calm. De Blasio, what's up? When are you going to fire this officer? You have the evidence. You have the evidence. And more evidence than we ever knew got released in this trial. A lot of information that we didn't even know was released in the trial. So where's the justice? Don't apologize to me. Fire the officer. Don't give me your condolences. I heard that 5 years ago. We want justice and we want it today. By 5 o'clock, they should be letting us know something. Something. Because coming in here, bringing us here in a roundtable talk just to say, after you already released your decision that you apologize, your condolences, no. We've been quiet for way too long. My sister died fighting for justice. You won't kill me. You won't kill me. That's it. You know, they were telling us that the statute of limitations run out tomorrow. But as I know the law book, there's no statute of limitations for murder. Am I right or wrong? There's no statute of limitations. And that was murder that they did to my son.
Well, just a minute. Attorney Jonathan Moore can address the legal part of the meeting.
I think the failure of 5 attorney generals and 3 U.S. attorneys in the Eastern District to bring a case for the death of Eric Garner is a shame. It's a national disgrace. And it's an issue of national importance. And everybody running for president should have to take a position on whether it's a just result in this case. All the Democrats, all the Republicans, they should have to take a position. Because this case is not dead. Under the federal civil rights laws, there is no statute of limitation for a conspiracy to violate somebody's civil rights that results in a death, or a deprivation of rights under color of law that results in death. 18 U.S.C. 241, 18 U.S.C. 242. Look it up. This case is not over, and the next president and the next attorney general will be presented with these same set of facts, and we hope that they do the right thing, because we will not rest until there's justice for Eric Garner and his family.
Our sister Emerald Garner has every right to be angry, to be loud, and very, very upset. Because, you know, you have some people that try to tell black people not to be loud, don't do this, don't do that, when they're in their own pain. Because we constantly see no justice for black people anytime that we are killed. Being quiet, how has that made it any better for black people? You understand what I'm saying? There are certain people that fear the loud voice of black people. Kind of remind me of in the Bible when, you know, God told the people to yell or shout down the walls of Jericho. Maybe that's what they feared. I don't know. But the thing is, what Reverend Al said with a video, he said, we see with a video. Let me tell you something, everyone listening, Reverend Al, whoever else, there was a law called the Casual Killing Act that was in this country during slavery. And it stated that you could not be charged with a crime if you kill one of your slaves in the guise of correction. OK, now, the Casual Killing Act, it is in the foundation of America in relation to black men and black women. This is why you will see cop after cop after cop get off of killing a black man or black woman. But see, the Casual Killing Act isn't in place when it comes to Caucasian people. For example, Muhammad Noor, he shot a Caucasian lady one time, said he was in fear of his partner's life. Didn't take long, did it, for him to get convicted and got 12 years. But Daniel Pantaleo, it took all this time, and he's still a cop, for the federal government to come back and say, no, we're not going to do anything. Now, rest assured, this happened during Obama. So you had Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch. They could have brought charges way before Trump's people got in there. And you already knew when Trump got in, that's not going to happen. I mean, why are we surprised about this at all? It is nothing to be surprised about. I mean, you just seen what Trump did the other day. Trump made sure to solidify himself as a racist and white supremacist, what he done the other day with all that go back crap. He's telling black women to go back. He's telling a Palestinian woman and a Puerto Rican woman to go back when the idiot don't even realize only one of them is a naturalized citizen. But you have this very, very ignorant white supremacist as the president. So do you think that you're going to get any justice with Donald Trump in office? No, that's not going to happen. But it's not just Trump. Like I say, it was Obama, too, because his people didn't do anything for black people. We suffered actually more under Obama, because this is remnants of the Obama presidency, than we actually doing under Trump with the police. Not to say they're not shooting people, but they were going crazy shooting black people during the presidency of Barack Obama. We suffered because he was in office, and at the end of the day, he didn't do nothing for us, which is very sad. I had a conversation, I put that short conversation up on the screen with Erica Garner trying to, we had a short conversation about her coming on the show. And, rest in peace, Erica. And as you can see, she appreciated what I said in the video about her father, so she checked it out. And the thing is, Erica fought all day, all night for her father, and she died doing that. She had to watch her father be killed on national television and on the internet. And those videos don't go away at all. Black people do not get justice in America. Where is the rallies, Sheila Jackson Lee? I'm gonna start with you first. Where's the rally, Sheila Jackson Lee in Houston for Eric Garner and talking about how to protect our lives as black people from the police and how to circumvent the law? Because Sheila, you sure had a rally here in Houston talking about, ICE and everything. But where's your rally for that? John Lewis, where you at, brother? Elijah Cummings. All these politicians, all these black politicians that shedding tears and everything else for Sunday. Why you want shedding tears for black people right now? See, my issue with black politicians is you care about everybody else, but you don't care about the people that actually you're supposed to be representing. This is why I don't care if any of you get primaried. I hope you do, because you don't do nothing for black people. I was so upset watching black politicians do this because I knew no black politician would do anything or say much other than a tweet. But they're not going to hold no rally, not going to do anything when a black American is killed in this country. We have been killed constantly in this country. What's happening on that border? Do I agree with that? No, I don't agree with any of that. But that's the history of America. Inhumane treatment, separating people from their children. They did it to us first. They separated black children from their families first. Us in cages first. Understand? I mean, this is no different what you see in 2019 versus 1619. Nothing has changed. They just switched up to who they put in the cage to separate the kid. The only thing I would say about the people that's happening to, what amazes me, is their own people side with white supremacy against their own. That's quite interesting. And then they want to have issues with us, some of them. Like we do. We didn't put you in no cage, but that's beside the point. The issue is, and what pisses me off as well, is that I was, talking to O'Shea, Duke Jackson, shout out to him, and listening to a live stream that he had. It was about, ADOS and Pan-Africanism, etc. And you have a lot of these, what we call Captain America Negroes, that just so invested and say, this is the best place for us to be, and we need to build here. We need to build here. You may not even live to build. You understand that? You may be outside on a corner and the police want to run up on you and choke you out on video and nothing happens. Then the guy that films it is still locked up. He's not getting out to December. Building what? You're always talking about we need to do this here, we need to do that there. You're not doing nothing but talking. That's what gets on my nerves. You don't want to get any kind of power and move. You just want better treatment, and it's not coming. It's going to get perpetually worse. You understand? It's getting worse and worse and worse. Then you want to attack people that say, well, maybe we should expand. Maybe we should have our own Africa plan. Maybe we should do that. Oh, well, why don't you, some of them are so ignorant and say, well, why don't you go over there? So you sounding like your white supremacist daddy, huh? Telling somebody to go somewhere. You see, even with black police officers, they can't get away with anything. Once again, Muhammad Noor is in jail. Pantaleo, he had a wedding. I saw those photos. He got married, had a great time, had no problem killing Eric Garner. He's still on the police force. That's what's sickening about this particular story. Extremely sick. We don't control any wealth in this country. The median income for black people is less than $5,000. For every $1 black dollar is 18 white dollars. We try to do business is sabotaged. And you want to tell black people anything about trying to do things on the continent and talking bad about them. You also understand something. A lot of you people that come here to this channel talk about the Bible all the time. When God delivered the children of Israel from Pharaoh, didn't he say, cross that Red Sea, leave? He didn't say stay in Egypt. He said, go, get out. He couldn't do what he wanted to do to Egypt while you were there, while the children of Israel were there, right? So he said, go. His son Moses, go ahead of them, get them out of there. It happened. What happened to Egypt? We know the story and the Pharaoh. But some of you holding on for dear life. I'm like, is this what you holding on to? Your brother getting choked out? You holding on to Sandra Bland? You holding on to that? You think it's going to get better? What about Philando Castile? Where that cop at? He's free. Nothing happened to him, right? Michael Brown, where Darren Wilson at? Even John and Jane Q. Public. Where's George Zimmerman at today? Nothing happened to him. He even drags his you know what in the dirt in front of black people and tell you, yeah, I killed him and I killed somebody else. He's been all kind of greasy. And this is what some people are fighting for. I'm talking about in our community. Then some of you say, we're so invested here. You can be invested into a relationship with a woman or a man. I was invested into a relationship before being married for a long while. Things didn't work out. What you think, you're going to stay involved in something that doesn't work out? Understand, our relationship has not worked out in 400 years, ladies and gentlemen. When you leave a bad relationship, is it scary to change something? Yes, it's scary a little bit because you're so used to one thing. But then you make new relationships, and the new relationship is usually better because you learn from the mistakes of the old relationship. But the problem with most black Americans is that you want to hold on to an extremely abusive relationship, abusive and murderous relationship at that. How much more do these people got to show you and me that they don't like us like that? They are so anti-black. Everything in this country is built with an anti-black slant. You have a black sounding name, 50% reduction on callbacks. Even if you have the same resume, they charge you higher on interest with homes, cars, etc. just for the color of your skin. Your children, they have a school to prison pipeline for. White children, they don't have that. And they're in the exact same school as your children. Nothing different. It's not no segregated schools they're doing that to. The race soldiers are in the schools. Then I tell y'all, put your kids in a black school because our kids do better. We got excuses for that. We don't make sacrifice of that. But you're the first one to say we need to build here. We need to do this here. And I don't see you doing nothing. I'm not talking about all of you. I'm not talking about all of you because some of you are doing a lot of things. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that's always talking that. Explain to me explain this video to me. Explain to the Garner family everything you're saying. Explain that to me. Explain it to me. I just want to know. You tell me. Then you have Trump talking about if you don't like it, you can leave. You know, that comment basically saying is if you don't like being murdered, if you don't like white supremacy, if you don't like unfair treatment, if you don't like sabotage, if you don't like pure hate against you just for existing, leave. That's what that's saying to you. Because as long as you hear, that's what you're going to deal with as a black American. This is the legacy of what we have been dealing with in America. We have so many freedom fighters. Where they at? X killed. King killed. Fred Hampton killed. Many of them been jailed. Many had to run to other countries. I mean, you get the picture? I mean, we have to deal with reality. Then in their time period, those brothers and sisters fought back. In this time period, you just asked for better treatment. They was actually fighting for the control of the black community and actual, what you call power. You're not fighting for that. You're not. I don't care what you say, you're not. Now, I know y'all get mad with me, get mad, but you'll get mad because you can't refute it. What I'm saying, you know you can't refute it, but I believe in tough love. And the fact is, it's not a good situation. It's getting worse. When you see going down on that border over there, those politicians have made a decision to import them in and to get rid of you. Because number one, they don't have the legacy of slavery like you do. So you can't, they're not going to use slavery against them. That's number one. Number two, they can pay them less. And for some of you that actually really don't know much and say that they're only picking fruit, no, they're not. They're welders. They're fabricators. They're doing construction jobs. Yes, they are. Because I had a white gentleman that owned a construction company admitted to me that he hired them to do those jobs. So don't say that they only picking fruit. That's a lie. But They still gentrifying our neighborhoods. How are you stopping them? Talking about building here, doing this here, doing that there. At least on a continent, nobody's not going to sabotage you. The little bit that I am doing on the continent, it's actually been very smooth. Getting things together without worrying about, oh, this person may be racist and all the other. It gets annoying. The reason why I feel this way is because I don't see us as a collective doing anything to fight against it. Another black family is suffering and we do nothing. We don't even check the black politician. Yes, a lot of you are, but we don't check them by, you know what? You're out of here. We're going to talk about them. We may say something on Twitter. We may talk about it on YouTube. That's fine. But we're not out here building like you say that we build this, build that, build this, build that. Okay, we built America. Well, why can't we build again? Understand? I'm gonna tell you why we really can't build like what you're talking about, because they made sure the skills that black people had died off and it wasn't taught to our children. All the carpentry work, a lot of agriculture, because you got to know all that, electrical work, all the things that plumbing. No young people talking about wanting to be plumbers anymore. How you going to build a nation without any of that? You understand? So you either going to have to hire somebody else or you're going to have to do something to learn it. What I'm saying is this argument about some of y'all fight so much about this, you can't refute what I'm saying here. I'm tired of watching black people cry. I'm tired of watching black people be killed. I'm tired of sitting there watching actually even black cops have the same authority, and yet they're treated no different than anybody else. I'm tired of seeing it. I know many of you tired of seeing it too. So when y'all come to me and ask me about why you be talking about doing this in Africa and that in Africa and whatever else you're doing, that's why. I see the writings on the wall. Y'all don't see it. I see 30 years down the line. I see what these people planning. Y'all are focusing on one or two things, and I'm looking at 10 things that they're doing. Now, I can talk about those 10 things another time, but it's not going to be on YouTube. I'll talk about it, when we do an event, because it's not good. They have made a decision that they done with Black America. And if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. The Garner family, you're going to see more of that. It's not going to stop. It's going to get worse. But I'm a realist. And it's fine you don't like me for saying it. That's good. I'm used to that. But the fact is, we have to unify. Yes, we are unifying in some ways, and that's great. Continue to do that. But we have to take that to the next level. Reparations is one thing, and yes, they owe that, but it's more to it than just reparations. We have a whole lot of things we got to deal with in this country outside of that. And if we're not prepared to deal with the rest of that outside of reparations, well, let's just figure other things out as well. We got to. Because nobody cares about black folks like that. Obviously, as you can see, nobody cares about us. People are, I'm be honest with you. I saw a study about reparations, and there's people of all groups that some of us believe that we should get it. I'm talking about outside of white, and then half of them believe we shouldn't. So why do you think that people sympathize with us like that? Then John Henry Clark told you we have no friends. He told you that. How much more do someone has to tell you other than the great John Henry Clark? My thing is, I just don't have much patience for that Captain America Negro situation. I don't. When I'm looking at the numbers, I'm looking at the treatment, I'm looking at everything. I'm looking and I'm like, it's not lining up, brother or sister. It's not lining up. The treatment of black people in this country. And then some black people want to rationalize it and say, well, this many black people are killed by cops versus people in the community. Those cops allow that to happen. How is it, like Malcolm X said, you have the most cops in the black community and you still got crime? No, it's because they're allowing it to go on. Because if a cop somewhere, usually people act straight. They say, man, I'm about to act up the cops around. So don't give me that. That's been going on since Malcolm X's time. But shout out to the Garner family. And I know what you're dealing with is very hard. It's ugly. We have a white supremacist in chief. So we expect that. But also the previous president didn't do nothing either that saved black Americans either. Black Americans, you all you have. Even your politicians don't care about you. And that was on display Sunday. We got to get our act together. And yes, you need to have an Africa plan. Now, if you want to stay in the sinking ship, that's you. But have you an Africa plan? Figure that out. Because what these people are doing, I'm telling you, you just don't really see the writing on the wall. But leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this particular story with the Garner family. Like I said, I'm tired of seeing this over and over and over. I am just numb to it at this point. I'm very, very numb. Story after story after story I've covered for years, watching black people suffer in this manner. And then you want to tell me anything about being a Captain America Negro? Please.